Hey guys, it's Jeff from Pressure Luck, and I'm so excited because I have an adorable new nephew, and as a result of that, that means new baby music playing in the background whenever I visit. So that song came on top of spaghetti, all covered with cheese, and I was like, duh. We gotta make a cheesy spaghetti recipe. And because I love kind of like coming up with flavors for things that are, you know, like kind of like a snack, like my sour cream and onion chicken, I thought, why don't we do like a sour cream, cheddar, and chive spaghetti and add some chicken to it. So we're gonna just call this cheesy chicken, cheddar, chive spaghetti. It's kind of a long title, but maybe I'll just call it the 4 C's or something. I think that's a good one. The 4 C's spaghetti. Let's do that and go right to the Instant Pot. You're gonna see how easy this is. It's a huge crowd pleaser. I'm telling you, everyone who enjoys spaghetti and cheese is gonna love this dish. Kids too, I promise you, the kids are gonna like this one. So let's do it, because this one, huge crowd pleaser. Let's go right to the Instant Pot and get cheesy with it. So we're gonna begin with 1.5 to 2 pounds of boneless, skinless chicken breasts and dice it up into little bite-sized pieces just like that. And then I want to take 2 bunches of chives. You can get this in the produce section of your market. They're usually in like a little plastic container. And then slice them up into little pieces just like this. Nice little chive slices. And that concludes all of the chopping or snapping prep for this recipe, so let's move on. Alright, so now I want to go to my Instant Pot and I want to add in 1/2 stick or 4 tablespoons of salted butter. And we're going to give that some heat so it melts. Alright, now I'm going to come down to the control panel on the beautiful upgraded Duo Plus model, hit the saute button, and make sure I'm on the high setting. To do that on this model, I adjust with these arrow buttons for temperature. That's low, medium, high. I want it on high. And if you don't have that kind of button on yours and you only have the saute button, you hit that to switch. Or if your model has an adjust button, you hit that to switch. So each model is a little different, but it's self-explanatory. And then I hit the start button if your model has that to get going. If you don't have a start button on your model, it'll automatically start after doing nothing for a few seconds. Alright, so now once the butter's melted and it begins to bubble, we're going to add in our chicken, as well as 6 cloves, yes I like this garlicky, of garlic. And those garlic cloves were crushed or minced, and that equals about 2 tablespoons worth. 3 cloves typically means 1 tablespoon, so there you go. And we're going to just saute our chicken and garlic in the butter for about 2 to 3 minutes until our chicken just becomes pinkish white in color. It shouldn't be fully cooked through at this point. Okay, and this is looking perfect. Okay, now you see this color? This is perfect. That's all we want, just a pinkish white color. Now it's time to add in our broth. I'm adding in 4 cups of chicken broth. But you can use any kind of broth you want. And I'm going to give this a quick little stir. And that's the thing about broth. If you don't have a certain flavor, any flavor you have will pretty much do. And now comes our next ingredient, our spaghetti. Now guys, I'm going to use an entire box. It's £1 worth. And I know this might be sacrilegious and tough to make some people watch, and maybe even cause some cringing, but we got to break it to fit in the Instant Pot. If we don't, it won't properly cook. So right down the middle we go. You've been warned. And as I break each layer in, I want to make sure I crisscross it with the layer that was just below it. 1 box of spaghetti is typically about 3 layers. And also, if you really can't watch this part of me cracking pasta in half, I get it. I totally do, and I apologize. But not only will it make sure the spaghetti will cook evenly, it's going to create more portions. It's going to feel just as long as if it wasn't broken in half. Okay, perfect. And now I just want to take a spoon here or a spatula and just smooth it out ever so slightly, making sure we're nice and submerged here in our broth. And I want to top it off with another 1/2 stick or 4 tablespoons of salted butter. And I'm just going to disperse my butter so it's resting on the spaghetti to give it even distribution. And that's that, guys. It's time to pressure cook. I'm going to take my lid, I'm going to secure it, and now we'll come back to the control panel and hit the cancel button or the keep warm cancel button if your model shares those buttons. And then we're going to hit the pressure cook button, guys, for 8 minutes. I go for 8 minutes in my spaghetti. Some people like to go a little bit less if they want it a little bit firmer, but I think this is the perfect consistency for the spaghetti. It does not make it mushy, and it's just slightly al dente. The choice is yours. You can go for a minute less if you want, but I like 8 minutes. And then that's it. Pressure cook away. And now that we're done pressure cooking, we're going to perform a quick release. And the pin just dropped, so I'm going to take the lid off the pot here. Alright, and there's my spaghetti. Now what I want to do is I want to take a mixing spoon here and just give it a good stir, and you're going to see it'll have cooked perfectly, it will not have clumped together, It's just how we want it. And you're gonna see there's still some liquid in the pot, and that's good. We want that in there. Don't freak out. Don't be like, oh no, it's like soup. We need that for the base for our cheese sauce. And speaking of cheese, let's get with it. I'm going to add in 1 cup each of shredded mozzarella and shredded cheddar, as well as 1/4 cup of grated Parmesan cheese. We're gonna add that to the pot, and now we're gonna stir this up with our spaghetti until it gets fully melded into our sauce. This is why we need the liquid in there. It creates a base for our sauce. Otherwise it's just gonna be pure cheese, like a mac and cheese in that sense, and we don't want it to be that thick. And you see how this sauce is thickening up perfectly and marrying with the cheese nicely? There's no more soupiness going on down there. Now I want to add in a few final touches, and that's going to be 1/4 cup of sour cream and my chives. Now I'm going to leave some of them reserved for topping, and I'm going to stir that in so everything's nice and combined and melded in here. Oh boy, and there we have it, folks. Our sour cream, cheese and chive chicken spaghetti. That is a long name. I think I'm just gonna call it the 4 C's. Let's call it the 4 C's spaghetti. All right, now I'm gonna serve this up. Okay, and here's a little bowl here. All right, and that is looking awesome. Let's top it with some extra chicken here. Lovely. And feel free to sprinkle on a few extra chives. And voila, dinner is served. Let's try it out. All right, guys, and there it is, my cheddar chive chicken and cheese spaghetti. Here we go. Oh boy, look at this. First off, look how it comes together so nicely like this. Banjo is literally crawling up my leg right now. Yeah, I heard him. You heard him? I heard him. I hear ya. Let me try it for the camera. Come on. Let me give it a try. If I was a dog, I'd be making the exact same sounds as Banjo. Delicious. The chicken, tender, cooked perfectly. I love the way the chives play nicely with the sauce. I'm using some like Food Network lingo there. You hear that? Play nicely. It goes really well together. It's like a cheddar and chive potato chip. In the spaghetti. This is like a combination of Cacio e Pepe meeting mac and cheese in the spaghetti with a hint of some extra creaminess, light creaminess. Well, not light, but you know, with sour cream in there, gives it a nice little light touch. We're not adding a ton. Ooh, look at this. That's really good. That's really good. Now, the more the spaghetti sits in the pot before you serve it, the thicker it's gonna get. This took about 3 to 5 minutes of setting and it becomes this perfect thickness. Because pasta's constantly absorbing, even when it's resting, it's absorbing, just like rice, grains, things of that nature. Richard, why don't you give this a taste now, since Banjo's begging. Oh. Give it a try, Richard.
Hey, this is...
It's cheesy, chivey, chickeny spaghetti. That really is all that it is.
It's cheesy and creamy.
I think that this is something kids are going to enjoy too, because it's like, you know that song On Top of Spaghetti, all covered with cheese? That's basically what this is. Spaghetti with cheese. Okay, now I'm going to show you the whole pot here. You see this? You see how it's like thickening up because it's resting. The sauce gets even thicker with it. It's not that hot, by the way, the pot right now. I let it rest. You see it's still steaming. If you want it to ever get thinner and not as thick, just simply add some cream, some milk. If you're reheating it, do the same thing. Simple as that. Presto, done. But I think we have a winner on our hands with this one, guys. This is definitely a family-friendly meal. Kids are gonna love it if they love like a mac and cheese. Think of it as like a mac and cheese spaghetti. And I hope you enjoy it.
It reminds me of one of those, a better version, a really good version of one of those like cheap packet meals you get that are cheesy pasta, but like elevated. And like,
we're classy here.
We're good.
This is like Plaza Hotel instead of the Motor Inn, okay? That's of the pastas versions of this.
Yes.
If you enjoy this recipe, you might want one of my cookbooks. The original orange step-by-step Instant Pot cookbook, or the blue one, the lighter one, which this recipe would not be in, because it's a little on the heavier side, but at the same time, it's not insane, and it's a lot better for you than one of those processed meals like mac and cheese type Cacio e Pepe pasta thingy you'd get like in the little packet things that you just put in a skillet. Way better for you. You can get these anywhere books are sold. Check out PressureLawCooking.com for all my other recipes there. You're not gonna wanna miss that. Of course, Facebook.com/PressureLawCooking and like that page anytime a new recipe comes out. Deals on items, tips, and at Pressure Law Cooking on YouTube. Thanks for watching me here. TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, things like that. Thanks again, guys. And next time you hear the song On Top of Spaghetti, all covered with cheese, sour cream chicken, cheddar and chive pasta, new favorite. Enjoy.